Yeah, ask me a question.
All right. So, you're seeing, obviously, Klay Thompson for at least, a short period of time come to, it feels like a seminal moment, a turning moment for him, hopefully. An inflection moment where he's trying to appreciate where he's at, what he's accomplished, and just live in the moment. And don't worry about the stats and all the other stuff. Not that he was, but I'm paraphrasing from what he said.
Yeah.
What would you do with this roster right now? Like, what is the solution to this team? Like, forget who you're bringing in.
What is the goal? To win the championship?
Just to maximize what you have right now.
You got to figure out which pieces don't belong.
What do you think?
Because you have a lot of. They keep talking about, hey, we have a deep team. We have a lot of players. But Pat Riley comes from the old school. Hey, you play 8.
Yeah.
You rotate 7.
I just don't see a clear-cut number 2 overall player.
I don't see a number 2 secondary player. So you may not have that.
Yeah. I have a lot of 3s and 4s, but they're very inconsistent on who that guy is night to night.
So who plays better together? Now, if there's spacing on the floor, obviously Steph is going to be there. Klay plays better with a lot of spacing. It's obvious.
Yeah.
Guys who can break down their guys off the dribble, create for him. Kuminga does that. Podziemski comes back. I'm good off trading Podziemski and Kuminga in any deal. If we're talking about a rebuild or re-tinkering of the roster, I want one of these young. Kuminga does something that nobody else on this roster can do, and that's get to the rack at will. All right?
So you're not moving them.
So I'm not moving them. Okay. I'm trying to eliminate by who I don't want to move.
I mean, Podziemski, you could make an argument, and I'll let you finish here, has been the 4th or 5th best rookie of this year's class.
Maybe.
I mean, that's how good he's been this year.
No, he leads all rookies with 10, 5, and 5 games. Yeah. Think about that. 5 rebounds, 5 assists. He got a 5 steal game.
It's Wemby and a couple other guys.
Right.
But keep going. I think he's been really good.
So I think he's been really good.
He's 19.
TJD. It's been really solid for a second-round pick. It's a very good bargain for you. So you found 2 rookies here who can contribute. Can they be number 2s or number 3s or number 4s? I don't know. But can they play a role on this team? I don't think they look overwhelmed at all. Kuminga, got to stay. Moody, he's out of the rotation. You may have to package him somewhere.
He feels like a staple guy.
Does Andrew Wiggins want to be here?
As in you're stapling him on a deal. I don't know about Andrew Wiggins.
I don't think he's in love with coming off the bench. That's just my speculation.
He feels, again, I'm not at the arena. I'm not in the locker room. He feels disconnected to the roster.
He does.
And, however you want to interpret that sentence.
Yep. So that's a guy that you may have to look to move. What's going on with Kevon Looney now? I think Kevon Looney was good in spurts last night. That's the way you could use him.
Good down the stretch.
Good, very good down the stretch.
Couple
and
big
you know
rebounds.
What? Tomorrow against Jokic, he probably defends him better than anybody on this roster and one of the best defenders on Jokic in this league. Now, Jokic is going to get his numbers. He got to the free throw line 18 times. But Looney, like when you get Domantas Sabonis, you want Looney on Sabonis because Sabonis can't do anything with Looney.
No.
So he's good in situational matchups. So I'm good with my 3 centers, Saric, TJD, and Looney. Now, would it be nice to add some more rim protection? Absolutely. But I can work with those guys. The elephant in the room, the $1 million question, the $64 million question, whatever you want to add. Draymond Green. What do you do with him? What do you do with him?
Well, I'm just listening to Steve Kerr, and I'd like to play the sound one more time.
We'll play it right now.
Just listen to what he's saying, and then let's try to interpret what you think he means here.
We're into January now. I was just wondering on the Draymond front, is he back in the facility at all, or is there just any update?
He's not been in the facility, at least with us. He may have been coming in on his own.
Are you in contact with him at all?
A little bit, yeah. We text, but we've been giving him his space. He's been giving us ours.
I know what he's trying to deal with isn't necessarily on the court, but do you know, as far as the type of shape he's in, is it going to be even once he comes back, it's going to take a while? Or
yeah, not sure.
Okay.
Not sure, yeah.
The fact that it felt like he was saying there's no communication. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
That to me was a little alarming.
No communication.
And it didn't feel like there was a set plan in general as to here are the ththings that either party needs to do to get back to where we're at. Like, this feels like a stalemate. And when there's a stalemate, to me, that means there's a big disconnect.
Yeah, it's a good point. Because I kind of read it the same way. It was like, whoa, early on, as Anthony Slater put it out earlier, you could go back and listen to that interview on 957thegame.com that, when he first got suspended, don't even say, hey, he's going to be around the team, practice. And I heard a lot of that from the Warriors brass, but now there's no communication. And on top of that, that was yesterday in the pregame presser. Earlier in the morning, the video was released that Draymond Green was at LeBron James's birthday party, which was in L.A., which tells me that, boy, he really hasn't been with the team because we play here in the Bay Area. LA's a 45, 50-minute flight away. Yeah. So are you just standing? Because he does own a house in L.A., not to get into his personal business, but he does stay there in the offseason. Is he just down there the whole time? What's going on with the counseling? Like, does it prohibit you from going out to party? I guess the guy has to live his life.
No, but
the optics from Warrior fans, from a lot, I was hearing it yesterday. Boy, did you see Draymond at LeBron's party, really? And we know how Dub Nation feels about LeBron James. We acknowledge that he's a great, great player, one of the best ever. But we don't necessarily rock with him. He's our biggest rival. Hell, he snitched on us to get Draymond popped and won the championship. It stole and ruined our 73-9 season. But yet our biggest dude, our enforcer, is partying with him again. Now, again,
could you imagine Ronnie Lott partying with like Lawrence Taylor?
Phil Simms.
While he was suspended?
Yeah, with Phil Simms.
No, I couldn't.
Taking a shot with Phil Simms at a bar
I
in Manhattan.
Couldn't.
Like, no, you couldn't.
Like Buster Posey hanging out with Chase Utley during that time when the Phillies and the Giants hated each other.
Brian Wilson hanging out with Clayton Kershaw.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, like Barry LeVar Bonds.
While serving a suspension.
Yeah, serving a suspension.
Even, let's say if it was Kuminga, I think Kuminga would get destroyed. Man. If Kuminga was suspended from the team. Now, again, Draymond has built up equity, but if Kuminga was suspended and I'm using him as just an example, It could have been Moody, it could be, if they were suspended and they were out at a party, be it LeBron or anyone, I think a lot of people would be saying that's a really bad look for those young guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we already said that about Kuminga talking to Marcus Townsend in the Athletics saying, I wish I played more, blah, 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 blah. When he talked to C.J. Holmes in the Chronicle, we crushed Kuminga for that, and he didn't play. Now, Draymond, again, you mentioned that he's got the championships and he's a made man here. But the last 2 years have not been pretty. And it comes on the backdrop of saying, this is the most important season of my career. So what's really going on? Is Steve Kerr hinting at something that, hey, we may not see Draymond for another month? It's already been 10 games, Shasky. And there's no end in sight. There's no communication whatsoever. This homestand is halfway over. Is he even coming back before the deadline?
I don't know.
What's happening here?
It doesn't feel like he is coming back. The guy that we have not addressed at all as we're discussing like staying, going, because I also think that the CP3 contract situation is a big element financially of how they build this team moving forward. Mm-hmm. I don't know where he fits in. I don't know where he fits in now. I don't know where he fits in the future.
Let's just talk about this season.
Okay.
Because I don't know if he has a future here with the Warriors.
Well, does he have?
But for this season.
April, is he here?
I don't know, but you know what? I can make an argument that maybe he should stay.
I think he's been good. I think he's been good.
I think it's been good.
I think he's been good.
He's 9-12 from the three-point line the last 2 games, which is a positive sign. Yeah. And he said yesterday, hey, look, I haven't forgotten how to shoot. My shots haven't been falling. My shot feels good. But I think for the youngsters, what he's done for Kuminga, what he's done for Podziemski, what he's done for TJD, and what he's done for Moses Moody. You can make the argument that he's been a better leader for those youngsters than Draymond Green ever has.
Well, don't you?
And I feel like they listen to CP3. They really do.
No, I'm glad you're saying this. Don't you feel like there's connective tissue? Wow, our young guys are playing well. Wow, CP3 is really ushering the young guys. Like, to me, it's obvious. Like, he's empowering them as opposed to chastise. Because I think there was a culture before of you're not good enough to play with us. And I feel like CP3 has really found a way to kind of mend the old to the young. Because I don't think it's a coincidence that the young players are playing well this year. I think he has a big part, Chris Paul does, in them feeling themselves and feeling comfortable, and him understanding by the way he plays the game, pass first, he empowers others to play well around him.
No doubt. He told TJD that in Phoenix. He pulled him over and said, hey, look, man, we're going to run this pick and roll, and I'm looking for you. You need to be ready. I'm telling you, his leadership has been underrated behind the scenes with these youngsters. Yeah. They listen to him. They understand him. And there's a respect factor there knowing that this guy's a future Hall of Famer. This guy just eclipsed 22,000 points. He's one of 37 players in the history of the league to score 22,000 points. And he's the point guard. I know. And so he's not even known for scoring. But for Moody and for Kuminga and for TJD and Podziemski, they listen to CP3. They really pick his brain about things here because he sees everything and he's seen every situation in this league. That's why I'm leaning towards, you know what? You just write it out with CP3 and you don't pick up the option. Like, as of right now, that's how I feel about that.
No, I know.
Now, there are situations where he plays and he slows a game down and you want to play faster. The one knock yesterday was down 20 to 23 assists. It was a lot more one-on-one stuff, but that's okay. That's going to happen against a good defensive team.
The other part, though, is I feel like, they played GP2 because he just got back, and then he got hurt. Like, there's some positional redundancy, and I think that with all the moving parts, I think we've been maybe too critical of CP3's pacing and stuff like that. He's trying to work with a lot of different randoms right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's more so than even Steph. Yeah.
Right. He's starting. He's coming off the bench. Then TJD starting. He's coming off the bench, so he doesn't have his lob threat. He has shards, and he's not playing with. So, no, you're spot on with that. And the GP2 injury, it's unfortunate for him. It is unfortunate. But that's one area where I'm like, boy, does Podziemski add a little more to GP2 on this roster?
I'm not sure we can rely on GP2 to stay healthy moving forward.
But just looking at him on the floor, even when they're on the floor.
He bricked a big-time wide-open shot. He just doesn't look the same.
Saturday, he fouled 2 3-point shooters on back-to-back possessions.
Well, he's trying to do too much because he just got back, and his impact is going to be felt via the defensive side. And sometimes you play a little too aggressive, and you get out of your comfort zone.
I'm kind of looking, like, I get that CP3 may be on the way out, and it's an attract. Hey, you could trade him to a contender. They'll use him as a point. But I'm kind of like, you know what? If I can move other pieces and keep CP3 for this season, for this team, I'm kind of with keeping CP3 around. I do, because I think he means a lot for those youngsters, man. And he helps Steph Curry with some of that burden of being a leader. And he could be more of a vocal leader as opposed to Stephen Curry, who's more of a quiet leader. Do they respond to Draymond Green's leadership anymore?
Did you notice, before we get off CP3, did you notice how last night Steph and Clay wanted to gun quick in the shot clock threes late in that game? They were up, I think, 8 at the time. And CP3's like, whoa. Let's slow this down. Because they're going to start fouling us, and they're going to start. And I don't know. I as great, and I'm not. Everyone knows Steph's amazing. He's one of all times. There's something to be said. CP3 knows how to close out a game.
No, they turned it over 2 straight times, and I could hear Fitch right now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you don't want that.
Right.
And Chris Paul got up off the bench so fast.
I don't blame him.
And checked into the scorer's table. Was like, that's why you need CP3.
Yeah, you got to slow this down.
He's made some big back. I'm cool with keeping CP3 around. And I'm telling you, I don't know how much Draymond's voice resonates with these youngsters anymore. After what happened last year, after what happened in the last couple of years. I mean, the guy got thrown out of the game for yelling at James Wiseman. I mean, that didn't make the highlight tape, right?
Did you see the banner?
No.
No?
The Pistons winning the game?
Yeah.
Dude, they needed that win so bad.
Cunningham,
well,
God bless his soul.
I'm glad they won because that losing streak was intact. You know they're coming to chasing her on Friday.
I know. The $90 million man, Monty.
Oh, Monty Williams.
Boy.
Well, Sadiq Bey, Warrior Killers, is not there anymore, so you guys are okay.
Sadiq Bey. What'd you think of the Nick trade? Getting rid of Emmanuel quickly.
Yeah, and RJ Barrett.
Yeah, I thought it was a good addition for them.
Yeah, it's not bad. OG Anunoby.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, he'll be solid.
He'll be solid.
Nick's looking good.
But RJ Barrett goes to Toronto.
That's fine.
Goes to his native
Toronto
land.
has been holding off on this trade that we all knew they were going to. That's the best you could get.
Yeah, they're going to trade Siakam too. I think so. Anyway, let's get, speaking of Cat Oper the Cow, he's on the line, live from St. Louis. Happy New Year's, Cat Oper the Cow. How'd you spend your New Year's out there in East St. Louis?
Man, happy New Year's to both you guys. It's beautiful to see y'all. Congratulations, Fast Chassis, man.
Thank you.
To the new family and everything like that.
Yep.
And Bonte, man, oh my God, man, for you to be at that game like that, man, that's amazing. I wish I could have been there. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the Rose Bowl.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I'm definitely going with Washington. I'm feeling y'all on that. But, again, I want everybody to just remember, guys, even the Denver game the other day. Look how the Warriors, to me, the Warriors had that game. All of a sudden, old boy getting a million free throws and everything. Yeah. But, again, besides a couple of games this year, the Warriors haven't got blown out. You know what I'm saying? These are close games. So it ain't like you got to do something drastic. To me, guys, I think something that'd be smart, and people thought I was crazy when I said about putting pods in and playing JD and everything like that. They thought I was crazy, and everybody like, oh my God, where these guys come from? My thing is, let pods be the point. Let him bring the ball up so Steph Curry ain't wearing himself out, and he's already in position. Let pods do it because I love the way pods dribbles the ball and everything like that. And TJD, Yeah, this guy don't got no fear. He always got a calm demeanor on his face. I love how he plays. He goes to the racket, and with him and Baczynski out there together, put Sarge out there. So to me, you trade Draymond. You understand what I'm saying? He loved L.A. for some reason. You trade Draymond. I was maybe thinking the thing about Chris Paul, but I can respect what y'all just got to saying about him because they do make a lot of sense. He does respond to the younger guys. They respond to him and everything like that. And Looney, put Looney in spots and everything. Put Looney in spots. Yeah. But to me, man, I just hate the fact that GP2 got hurt, guys. And golly, that just really hurt me.
That sounds like it hurt your can opener. So you want to trade Draymond?
I would have to trade Draymond. He ain't giving us no choice. Like I said, we only need one piece. We just need one big, and this team is good enough to win. We got a lot of talent on the team. It's just the fact of putting everything in order. They're not getting blown out. They're barely losing, or they're losing the lead.
Cat over to Cal. Happy New Year, man. You make a lot of sense. And I think it would be a challenge Steph Curry relishes. You guys say I can't win without Draymond. Watch this. If you got him the right piece in return. The right piece. Because I think Clay in spots will give you good games. Clay is a third or fourth option, ain't bad at all. I guarantee the Orlando Magic could go pay Klay Thompson and go get some shooting on that team. They're the worst three-point shooting team in the league.
That team has a lot of pieces.
And they have a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
They had a shooter like Clay, they'd be dangerous in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'd be at least a second-round team, in my opinion.
I really thought Jalen Suggs was going to be a player.
I did, too. He just can't stay healthy.
I was really wrong on that.
Yeah, he can't stay healthy, man.
Can I ask you, like, as we're dissecting like a Draymond Green trade, it sure feels like if they do make a trade, Wiggins, Draymond, whatever, boy, it feels like Moody's a part of that trade, no?
Yeah, it does.
I'm going off what I'm just the not playing.
It feels like he's the odd man out.
It kind of sucks, man.
Because I like Moody.
Me too.
He's a professional. I think he's a good player.
I don't know if he'll ever be an all-star, but I think he has a bigger.
He's solid.
He could be a better player than what he's shown here.
He'll be in this league for the next 10 years because he could shoot and he understands the game.
Yeah,
and he's a pro, and they like that. They like bringing guys like that to the locker room. So, boy, I don't know. Maybe they are one piece. I don't know, because the West is so muddled. Like right now, Minnesota's the top team. Does anybody believe Minnesota's going to get through the playoffs?
We would all like to see them win a couple series first, right?
They haven't won a series yet.
I mean, that's all.
OKC's dangerous. They beat Boston last night. They haven't been in a playoff situation before, but they are good. They are legit.
Dallas, I don't know what to make of. You know, they're the number one three-point shooting team in the league in terms of attempts and percentage. And, like, what does that look like in the playoffs?
Kyrie and Luka. My turn, your turn.
Kyrie's missed a couple games.
He's missed like 14 games.
Yeah.
He's been out for a while.
Yeah, but Luka's been on a heater.
He's been amazing.
Yeah, he's been on a heater.
New Orleans, what's going on with them? They won 3 in a row. They're 7-3 in their last 10.
What's the deal with Zion?
I don't know, but they're winning some games now.
Doesn't it sure feel like Zion, Draymond, Moody?
I'd take Zion right now.
Would you trade Wiggins, Draymond, Moody, some collection of first-rounders for Zion? Take a flyer on him? Can you trust that he can stay healthy?
I take the flyer on him. I take the flyer on talent.
Am I stealing one of your bits?
No.
I mean, it's not a flyer for Zion Williamson.
No, it's not
I think
a flyer.
It's going to take a lot more than that, too.
Yeah,
no, it is a flyer because he can't he has not proven to stay healthy.
But I think his value is still way higher.
No, I agree. But would you agree the risk? Risk, I think the GM risk is bigger than the fan risk. Like, as in, the fan assessment on the risk of a Zion is significantly lower than what a real GM is thinking. Zion, there's weight, health, attitude, work
professionalism.
Ethic. That's what I'm saying.
Professionalism.
I think that the common fan undervalues what a GM is thinking about when they acquire Zion.
But you know what, though? I take that flyer on Zion. Oh, we'll turn him into a vegan. We got the soda diet.
I don't want him to be a vegan.
Hey, Zion, you ever met avocado toast? Well, here you go, buddy. We ain't talking po' boys. We talking avocado toast with some egg whites.
David Sampson, who I know you despise, was telling all his greatest clubhouse stories, and he was saying that there was a time when Prince Fielder went vegan. And the reality was he never went vegan. He had the dugout boys, the clubhouse boys, go get him McDonald's in the away dugout when he was with the Marlins.
That's pretty
and
good.
he had never went vegan.
He never went vegan? Wow.
There's a reason why that guy couldn't,
just threw all his business out there.
Yeah.
But no, dude, who's this on the text? Who's this who said, Oh, Chris, hey, take Zion to a taco truck. It's a wrap. No, we good.
Zion, have you ever had lumpia?
No, we get him some shrimp tacos. We take him to the Lumpia store. Shout out E40.
Shrimp is high in cholesterol.
Get my boy. Hey,
I love shrimp.
No, I eat shrimp every day. Don't tell me that. Listen, Alex Rototo, E40, Lumpia truck. We get Zion a Lumpia. I'll take that flyer on Zion.
If you were to say one Bay Area dish, what's that dish? We've now become a food show.
That's tough. That's tough.
One signature dish. Because I don't know if I could come to a conclusion.
I'll just go clam chowder.
Clam chowder?
Yeah, I'll go clam chowder.
Over like Dungeness crab?
Yeah, I mean, not everybody likes crab.
Okay. Okay.
Dungeness crab, I don't know.